Hey everybody, welcome back. Brya, Isaiah, Halloween movies. We're plowing through them. We're going hard. We're going deep. I feel like a typo negative song should have started playing right there. But we are here to the first. Well, I guess it's the only really kind of. But anywho, we're here at the Rob Zombie 2007 reboot of Halloween, and this is another divisive entry in the franchise. I know a lot of people that absolutely love the Rob Zombie film, and I know people that love the Rob Zombie films in general, both of them, and that's awesome. That's totally awesome. I'm not necessarily in that camp myself. I did go see it in the theater, and I didn't hate it. I actually, for the most part, I really enjoyed it. I like it less now. What were your thoughts when you first saw this movie?
Yeah. So, this was a must see for me when it first came out, because
Same.
obviously we had nothing since 2002, and this came out in 2007. So,
Yeah.
I was definitely on board right away to go see this as soon as it came out, and I liked it. I liked it a lot. When I saw it, and I don't really recall if it did well at the box office or not, but I remember when I saw it, there wasn't a lot of people in the theater. I think it was me and maybe a few other people.
Okay.
And so, for what it was, one thing I will say about the movie is I do think it's a little too long. And I've seen fan edits where they've taken this movie and like cut it down, and it makes it such a much better movie.
Oh, I believe that.
And because I just feel like they spend a little bit too much time on Michael's early years when he was in the
This movie is
sanitarium.
almost 2 hours long.
Yeah.
That's long
And
for a slasher film.
nope, I agree. So I do like what they did with that to a point where they kind of explored kind of how he got pushed to the point of being crazy. Just by family life and where he grew up and just circumstances and all that. I like that. But when they got to the sanitarium part, that's where I feel like they just spent way too much time there, just because that part really dragged for me a lot. But then obviously once he gets out and, gets his jumpsuit and goes back home and finds the mask, then we really get started. And then it's basically just a remake of the original movie. But just it moves a lot quicker, because that last part of the movie, I think it was maybe 45 minutes.
Feels like it.
Yeah. I think is what it ultimately amounts to. I think, overall with this movie, I like the music. I like the choices that I think Tyler Bate is the one that did the movie. I think that's his name.
The music was by Tyler Bates. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
So
good.
I like what they did with it, because they took the Halloween theme and used an out-of-tune piano for it, which I thought was brilliant. It just made it that much creepier. And, overall, I did like Malcolm McDowell as Dr. Loomis. I thought, if you can't have Donald Pleasance, I thought that was a pretty good choice. Can't really save much for the character in the second movie, but we'll get to that next. But overall, I thought the Dr. Loomis character was great. I found Laurie Strode in this to be highly annoying, though. I did not like Scout Taylor Compton's portrayal of that. I absolutely love that they brought back Danielle Harris, though, and had her play Annie. I thought that was a brilliant choice. And obviously, Brad Dourif, the wonderful Brad Dourif as Sheriff Brackett, was a great choice as well. So, Rob Zombie really made some good choices with this movie, and it really helped elevate this movie from just being a normal remake to being something that was actually quite good. It's just, for me, it was just a little too long.
Okay. That's very fair. And I love that. And I agree with a lot of what you said, a whole lot. when I first saw this movie, I enjoyed it. Um, Watching it more times, I like it much less. Not just a little less. I actually am kind of on the side that I actually just don't really care for this movie.
Okay.
And here's why. Um, I think that I agree with you that he made so many great decisions in this movie. And the biggest decision that he made was the biggest downfall of this movie. And that decision was he wrote the movie.
Yeah.
Rob Zombie, in my opinion, sucks at writing characters.
Agreed.
Because every single one of his characters that he has ever written have a just bona fide trashy fucking element to them. No matter what they fucking do, they could be a librarian. It will be the most white trash librarian you ever fucking met in your life.
Yep.
It could be a fucking school nurse. She will be, or they will be, whatever, they will be the most trashiest fucking school nurse you've ever seen.
Yep.
To the point that even Lori in this movie is the most awkward fucking version of Laurie Strode that we've ever gotten. And she's got like a trashy ass element to her. It's much less than everybody else. Much less.
Yeah.
And she is, I agree, a bit annoying in this movie. Danielle Harris, I like all the great things that he did. We brought Danielle Harris back, and she plays Annie, and she's solid in it. Still kind of a trashy character. Their friend, the girl that plays God, like PJ Soul's character,
Linda. Oh
Linda.
yeah,
Good
Christina
Lord, yeah.
Klebe or whatever her name is.
Yeah, there you go. They wrote her as a trashy character.
Yeah.
Like I guess she tells the teacher, "Hey, let's flash some snatch," and I'm just like, "Why, why, Rob? Why does she have to say that?" Now, I'm not saying kids don't say that. Of course they do. I get it. I have a million kids. I have 5. I've watched them grow up. I know they say dumb, dirty shit. They don't always need to say that in your fucking movies, bruh.
Yeah.
Like they always, if there's a line that's going to be delivered by a Rob Zombie character, they're gonna deliver it in the trashiest fucking way he knows how to write. And I'm sick of fucking seeing it. And I'm sick of hearing it because it's just one dimensional as fuck. He doesn't know how to write likable fucking characters. If he didn't write this movie and he still makes all of those other decisions, this movie is so much better.
Mm-hmm.
I do agree it's also a bit long. They spend way too much time on the Michael backstory that is aggressively unnecessary because it actually takes away from the fear factor of Michael.
Yep.
Because to me, the fact that I don't know why he is the way he is makes him scarier to me.
Mm-hmm.
No, I get it that he wanted to bring something different to the character and bring something different to the franchise, and I respect the fuck out of that. I respect his take on this film. I don't think there's anything wrong with him doing that, and it's just not for me. But yeah, it's like all these great decisions that he made, and he handicaps himself by himself.
Yeah.
By writing the movie. He should not have written the movie. His wife is good in this movie.
Yeah.
I
No,
think
agreed.
it's the best acting she ever did.
She gets shit on so much by people, but honestly, for what she does in a lot of the movies, especially this one, I think she does very, very
Oh,
well.
she's really good in this. She's wonderful in this. I think it's the best. This is her best performance. It's very solid. It's proof that she's got acting chops. Tyler
Mhm.
Mane is pretty damn good as the Shape.
Yeah. I
Malcolm
love the look of the
McDowell.
mask too
The
in this.
mask looks awesome. This mask is awesome. I love the mask. Malcolm McDowell, great as Dr. Loomis, as this version of Dr. Loomis that we got. I really enjoy it a lot. Brad Dorff is Brad Dorff and Brad Dorff is one of the fucking best actors in Hollywood, and he's easily one of the most underappreciated
Yep.
actors in Hollywood. He's fantastic in literally every fucking thing he ever does. Um, we also have William Forsythe is in this as well for a little bit. Um, yeah, this is a scary missed opportunity. It
Yeah.
was successful, by the way. I know you asked. It made $80 million in the box office at the
Okay.
time. This was the most successful Halloween film made, based on the strength of Rob Zombie's name.
Yep.
Because he's a fantastic musician, and let's face it, fucking House of a Thousand Corpses. I think he'd already done Devil's Rejects too.
Yep.
Um, those are particularly Devil's Rejects is a fucking awesome movie. This movie bums me out because it when you look at the pieces that he put together,
Hold on.
it should have been a home run for me.
Yeah.
It should have been a fucking bona fide home run, and it wasn't. It wasn't. Like I said, at the time, I enjoyed it, but upon watching it again and again and again, I find less that I like about it, and more that infuriates me, because if he just wouldn't have wrote the fucking movie, it probably would have been a much better film. But
Yeah.
he wanted to write it. He's got a good vision. Like, his movies look good. You know what I mean? Like, he's got a vision, and he's got and the guy that shot this was let me pull it up. Phil, I think that's Parmet. He shot a good looking movie. There's some good shot. There's a good final act in this film.
Yep.
And I mean, and as much as I get irritated with the Laurie character in this, I actually really enjoy Scout Compton. I think she's a sweetheart, and I love what she brought to the table. It's definitely a different take on Laurie that I do. Like I said, I do find a bit irritating at times, and there's a little bit of a fucking awkward, weird balance to the character, because he has to have her say trash that shit sometimes and do trash things in the movie. And I'm just like, yeah, I know that people do that, and people have fun and everything. I'm not saying that they can't. There's also a different level that you can take that to. Nuance is what we call that, sir.
Right.
But yeah, it's just, this is a bummer of a movie for me, because I wanted it to be so fucking good too. But like I said, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, that was pretty fucking awesome, man. I really liked it. I liked this take. But then more viewings. I'm just like, yeah, I like it less and less and less. But yeah, I'm glad you love it. I'm glad you really like it. I wish I did. So let's go ahead and grade it out, man. You go ahead and go.
So with this one, it's kind of on par with Halloween 3 for me. So I'm going to give it a C plus, just like I gave that one, because
cool.
it's pretty close. It's probably a little higher than Halloween 3
Yeah.
for me, because it does deal with Michael Myers versus Halloween 3, but it's pretty close, I think, quality wise to that. So that's where I would sit on it.
I'm going to slide down to a C minus on this myself. It's definitely a better movie than like Resurrection, you know.
Oh, for sure.
Shit like that. I think it's yeah, I just think it's it's just the missed opportunities bring it down for me. But you know, hey, it is what it is. There you guys go. We just knocking out that first Rob Zombie Halloween movie, and then we're on to a really interesting Halloween movie.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting because
this is going to be interesting.
This is
I
the
can't
one
wait to talk about
I don't really like. So
yeah, I love it. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us this Halloween season and joining us on this Halloween journey as we talk about all these movies. And let us know what you think of the Rob Zombie Halloween movie. Hit us up in the comments, like, share, subscribe. We'll catch you guys on the next episode.